Hey fire signs, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen with Lighthouse Oracle, bringing you another reading focusing on the incoming energies for the week and the advice. I'll be doing 3 separate readings for each sign, sun, moon, or rising. Whether you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, you're welcome to watch the whole thing or check out the description box down below for the timestamps of each sign. So let's go ahead and get started, starting off with Aries. Hey Aries, welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be focusing on the incoming energies for the week and the advice. I'm going to start off with the tarot cards and to just get an overview of kind of what the energy this week looks like, and then we're going to get the advice from the oracle decks. This is going to be the week of January 3rd today, all the way till the 9th of January, or the 10th, you know, or whatever a week kind of means to you. Some folks like to think of the 5-day work week as their week, you know, whatever floats you boat. So let's see, what does the energy look like for the incoming week for Aries? Oh, and by the way, this deck is the Light Seers Tarot deck. All the decks that I use in this reading will be down in the description box below, as well as a lot of other information like my social media handles, my website, if you want to, you know, check that out. Everything's down there. So let's see. I think that's it. Okay, so we're gonna stick with these 4 for today. And put this to the side. Okay, so I'm going to take them like this. So we start off with the King of Wands. We have the 2 of Swords. Then we have the Knight of Wands and the 9 of Wands. Okay. So first of all, very fiery energy. I just wanted to mention that I feel like I've, at this point, from my last readings before this series, I kind of assigned tarot cards to the element. So for instance, if you watch the air sign, I kind of assigned the Everyday Witch Tarot to them. I'm not sure how that happened, but I feel like it's working very well, and it's very, it kind of fits. So looking at the energies here, I see a lot of wands, so it's very, very fiery energy for this week. I'm also seeing a decision to be made with this 2 of Swords. You might be feeling a little bit in your head this week when it comes to maybe making a decision between 2 things or 2 ideas. And I also see with this 9 of Wands, the 9 of Wands kind of represents like a boundary, a very persistent kind of energy. So what I'm seeing here as well, with the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands, it might be maybe not necessarily a decision, but also kind of like I see 2 personalities. So one is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very, you know, sturdy, fiery energy, but it's not as expressive, I guess, as the Knight of Wands. If you notice these 2 cards, let me just show you. There is, so in this, the King of Wands, he's, you know, got his wand, he's very stoic, kind of just looking ahead. There is kind of that like planning-ish energy with the King of Wands. It looks like he's got his eyes set on something, very focused. You see that very focused, very direct energy. And then I also see this line back here, which reminds me of the Strength card, which also reminds me of kind of like a Leo energy. And the Strength card, you know, represents kind of endurance and, you know, resiliency. And with this Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands is a much more spontaneous energy. And this spontaneity is, you see how there's like the 4 wands here. She's got fire, beating her own drum. It's a lot more spontaneous than the Knight of Wands. Just kind of like looking at these two, this one, she's like feeling herself. She's like in the moment, in the zone, kind of celebrating herself. With the Knight of Wands as well, there's like the horse on the back, which can also resemble, because I see the horse is like, you know, leaping, kind of like standing up and getting ready to charge ahead. So I feel like there is, okay, so yeah, going back to the Two of Swords energy, I feel like there is a choice of how to approach a situation with these two energies. Whether it's being in this King of Wands energy, the more stoic, the more kind of, you know, I've laid out the entire blueprint and I'm going to follow this path that I've created. Whereas the Knight of Wands energy is a very in the moment energy, a very, okay, well, let's just do it, right? I'm just gonna go with the beat of my own drum, things like that. And I also do see with the Knight of Wands here that, you know, you are keeping your boundaries intact, which is a very good thing. Boundaries, not barriers, as I always say. And that I've heard many people say, so I've definitely kept that little quote in the back of my head. And I do see, which is very interesting too, that there is this one wand here, and there's a wand here, the taller wand, and then there's the 4 wands down here, which are on the 4 wands in this card. So it is kind of asking for a balance, I feel like, between these two energies. And I feel like that is what's going to help with this indecision kind of, you know, stalemate energy. But let's go ahead and look in what Spirit's advice for you is with the Oracle cards. This is the Moonology Oracle deck, and let's just see what Spirit's advice for Aries for this week. I am going to try to be more consistent with the videos I put out. These energy check-ins, I will try my best to do at least weekly, if not bi-weekly, to get the energy. But of course, you know, when I'm saying, you know, energy check-ins, I talk about the week ahead. But I do have a day job, so you know, I'm going to try my best, but I don't want to make any false promises and such. Let's see, what is Spirit's advice for Aries for the incoming week? Sometimes. Okay, let's see. Spirit, one card for Aries for this week. Okay, we're just going to draw one. Like, there isn't really a card that is popping out, essentially, really. And I feel like as I'm shuffling this card, I'm getting like a lot of goosebumps. So I feel like intuitively, you kind of know how to, or where, ooh, okay, well, there is one. But where to balance the energies, or where these energies come into play, right? There is this time and, you know, time and space for these two energies to reside, and where, you know, it's appropriate for them to be. And that is, of course, all up to you where you decide to place these energies. But let's look at the Oracle card. So the energy is gaining momentum. If you look at that, beautiful, the waxing moon. And I'm seeing this as, you know, there's a lot of this purple kind of violet energy colors here, which resembles the crown and the third eye chakra, which is all about, you know, intuition. It's, you know, between your eyebrows and like right above, like 6 inches above your head. So it's like your connection to spirit and to your intuition. And I do believe that, you know, what I was saying before, that as I was shuffling, that you kind of have the inner knowing of where these energies would be best applicable to whatever decision you're trying to make, to this stalemate. So let's get into the last oracle deck for additional advice. This is the Wild Offering Oracle deck. Let's check it out. Ooh, okay, yeah, this one. Oh, 2 wanted to pop out. All right, see, okay. I love this. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this one and then this one. So we have creative blocks, and then we also have confidence. So I'm gonna put this over here. Sometimes I try to ask for just 1 card, but you know, spirit is speaking. Spirit is speaking. So let's see. Let's read this together. So we have creative block. If you are an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. So, yeah, it kind of definitely ties in with the 2 of Swords energy that I was picking up on, like a stalemate, a very like an indecision kind of an energy. And I do see with this 9 of Wands that there is a boundary, but it is also kind of like you kind of closing yourself in from the creative energy to flow as well. And it may, like, boundaries are good, but you know, boundaries not barriers, right? If you create too strong of a wall, then even the good can't come in. So yeah. And this saying, you know, if you're an artist of any kind, artists, you know, it's not solely just musicians or painters, and an art can be anything. Really, you know, video making, cooking is an art, fashion is an art, how you style yourself is an art, how you express yourself is an art, your emotions are art. So, you know, let's see what this next card is, and I'm going to, let's read this. It's confidence. So it says, divine confidence is completely different from the bravado of the ego. You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence. Oh, love, grant me courage I never knew I had. So yeah, this definitely is talking. Oh, I feel like these are kind of like aligning here with this Knight of Wands energy, because the Knight of Wands is like very spontaneous, but at the same time very confident. You know, sometimes we get those, you know, hits like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Why not? And maybe at first it might feel a little more uncertain or unsure, but you know, once you get into it and you get in that zone, like that confidence builds, right? You know, practice makes perfect, yeah, but also practice builds that confidence, because now you've built a foundation of knowledge, and then you build on that knowledge and you continue building on the knowledge. So yeah, and I'm seeing like a lot of these pink flowers too, which gives me like, you know, very loving vibes, and very, you know, that pink and the red is also, the red is a lot about the root chakra too. So it's a lot about, you know, what grounds us, what makes us feel safe. And confidence definitely makes us feel safe a lot of the times, you know? And so I feel, yeah, Spirit's advice for this week is to have the confidence in the decisions you make. And whatever creative blocks will be removed once you can take the, you know, make that decision using the higher intuition and using the knowledge that you were built that you have built and that you have, you know, gathered over the years of living, and apply it to the now and into this week. So let's look in. I have one more little goodie, and it is my letter satchel. So let's take a look at what do Aries need to know for this week. This could be initials of somebody that you know that may apply to this, you know, situation. It could be words, it could be letters pertaining to a company. Honestly, I'm not sure, but let's take a look at what Spirit has for this week for Aries. Okay, so we have an E, we have a Q, we have an O, we have a D, an N, an M, and a P. So the first word that I see right off the bat is done. And I feel like it's like being done with this stalemate energy. And it's like you see this girl, and let me just pull this one up close. But you see this girl here, she has like a blindfold off, and there's crows in her hair, but she's reaching to take the blindfold off. So I feel like this definitely resonates with me as to this being done. It's like, I'm ready to take this blindfold off. I want to take this blindfold off. I'm done with this ish and this stalemate energy. I also see pen, which I have an oracle deck that has like a pen, and it's like a blank piece of paper, and it talks about creation and creative and, you know, oh, and open. Wow, like being open to receive the creative flow and that energy. I love that. That's definitely amazing. So I'm going to leave the reading here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments what you thought, if what part of this resonated with you, if you have any suggestions for future readings. I'm definitely open to criticism. And yeah, I want to wish you all a happy new year. I really hope that you all are safe and are well, and let's go ahead and move on to the next reading, which is Leo. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hey Leos, welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be focusing on the incoming energies for the week and the advice. I'm going to start off with the tarot cards for an overview of what the week looks like, and then we're going to get the advice from the oracle deck as well. Ooh, okay, we're starting off really quickly. This will be for the week of January 3rd through the 10th. Or in previous readings, I've mentioned some folks may, you know, choose to use the 5-work week as their week. So whatever floats your boat, whatever you decide the week means to you. Oh, I also noticed that in my last reading, I did not light this candle, and I love this candle holder so much. But oh man, the wick is already like really at the bottom, so I'm trying to preserve it as much as possible. I don't have any other like small candles that I can use, so I need to find one of those. But okay, let's see if there's anything else. Okay, so we're going to take those. All right, so let's see. We're starting off with the King of Pentacles in reverse. We also have, I'm going to take this one because this one popped out next with just the Judgment card. We also have the Six of Pentacles and then the Five of Swords. All right, let's take a look. So let's see. First of all, I want to note the color that I'm seeing right off the bat. I see a lot of red, which is like the root chakra, and then which represents stability, safety, security, kind of that grounding energy, right? Things that make you feel present. And then I also see this bluish green over here, which signifies more the heart and throat chakra. Since it's in the middle, kind of like that bluish green, I'm kind of like blending them both. The throat and the heart chakra, which is like the love and then the communication portion. I'm seeing the King of Pentacles in reverse as kind of that instability for this week. There is kind of like that week of instability coming in, starting the reading. And it may feel a bit unstable this week. You know, it's a new year. You know, we're kind of just peeking at 2021, you know, looking at, oh, maybe, you know, there's a meme that I've seen where, you know, folks are like, okay, we're going into 2021 now, don't touch anything, don't look anything, just, we're gonna focus on just getting through this year and see what happens. So I feel like that's that unstable energy, right? That, you know, skeptical energy. And I see that with this King of Pentacles being in reverse, because upright, you see him, you know, holding his pentacle, he's got his coin, and he's kind of like very secure in his little study. And so seeing this in reverse may feel unstable, and maybe there's a financial aspect to this week, this instability as well. Maybe like there is a need to be more practical with planning or with financial or material kind of tangible things. So I see that's there. But then, so it's starting off, it kind of sounds, it feels a little unstable, which I can see, you know, starting like, because I'm a Leo sun, this is almost applying to me as well. And so I'm kind of feeling a little anxious when I see this card, right, in reverse, because it's like, oh my gosh, it's unstable. It's what is it? But then looking at these cards further down, we have the Judgment, which I think it's a really good card. It is ruled by Pluto, which is also, it's also ruled by fire, like a fiery card. And Pluto is kind of a transitional planet. So I do see kind of a transition from this energy into a Six of Pentacles energy, right? So we're transferring from this unstable energy to this Six of Pentacles energy, which is very generous and giving. And six is a very even, it's a very balanced number. So I see, you know, an equal amount of give and take. You see how there's like one, you know, one hand reaching down, giving coin, and then one open to receive, but also there's this 8 or infinity symbol that is, you know, circulating the pentacles. So there is that equal give and take. But in order to go through with this transition, and I feel like with this transition, there is a little bit of this hostility, conflict in your head with this Five of Swords energy. And I'm seeing, looking at this Five of Swords, there's kind of like this, okay, all these birds are fleeting, and then there's one kind of crow just like nagging in your ear, and it may feel like, you know, very heavy. It may feel very, very tense. But I do see that there is kind of like the light over here, and once you let go of that, you know, constant chirping in the back of your head, that nagging voice in your head that's saying that you can't get here or you're always going to be stuck in this position. I see you freeing yourself from that, and that's amazing. Usually when I see the Five of Swords, I get a little bit anxious too. The Five of Swords is not a very nice card. It's very, you know, it's very tense. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, the Five of Swords is like, you know, fighting. You're literally fighting people with your swords and conflict and all this. But when I see it here, it does make me feel like there is that transition and the way out into this more free. Look at this dude, like he's just arms open, you know, kind of like a very victorious energy. But I see kind of down here, and I'm sorry, down here, I'm trying to look at it myself, but down here there's like specks of red. And I feel like, you know, it's taken so many blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point, to transition out of this. And it may have taken a bit of time to get out of this energy. And this week, I feel like you're finally getting to that free space, that space that makes you feel like the world is generous to you now, and that there is kind of a balance in the scales, you know, a very all is well kind of an energy. But let's look into the Oracle decks now and see what the advice that Spirit has for you for this week, for this incoming week. As I mentioned in the Aries reading, I am trying to be more consistent with the reading. Oh, okay, we're gonna, oh, that's way too many. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take that. That just kind of like fell out of my hands. But I'm going to try to be more consistent with, you know, these energy check-ins, if not weekly, then bi-weekly. But I am loving this format. It's like resonating with me on how well like I feel the energies and such. So yeah. What does Spirit have for Leos for this week? And as I mentioned in the beginning of the reading, this could be Sun, Moon, or Rising if you have Leo in your predominant chart. Also, if you have other elements in your chart, I would recommend, you know, checking out those videos too, because, you know, why not? If you like. So let's take a look at what. Yeah, interesting. Any part of me is also almost regretting not taking all of that whole little stack of cards. But we're not moving, we're not looking back, right? We're not getting stuck in my head. We are moving forward, Leos. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to draw one card because I feel like Spirit's a little not. Okay, let's see. All right. All right. Oh, okay. Look at that. This may be a confirmation about this transition, about this, you know, transitional period. And it says you are very close to achieving your goal. Whatever your goal is, you're very close to achieving it with this gibbous moon. And I love the color scheme. You see this right now? Do you see this? You see what I'm saying? You know, we're getting out of this, you know, stalemate energy. We're moving into the higher, you know what I'm saying? There's this blue, which is a little bit of green too. So I do see, you know, kind of getting more in touch with the heart and communicating more clearly, and good things this week. I don't see it being too terrible. There may be some days where you feel a bit unstable, you know, but overall I do see this week as being it's transitional, right? So there's like a little bit of growing pains, but overall I see this as a very good thing. But let's look at the last bit of advice that Spirit may have for Leos this week. Oh, and I am using the Light Seers Tarot deck as well as the Moonology Oracle, and this is the Wild Offering Oracle deck. All of the decks that I've used in this reading will be found in the description box below, as well as a lot of other goodies, like following me on Instagram. I do kind of more small readings, you know, very quick readings there. But let's see, what does Spirit have? Ooh, okay. Impatience. Okay. So let's take a look. It says, my life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Ooh, and it may feel like there is an impatience to this transition, right? This transition period, it's like, why can't I just get out of this right now? I want my coins now. I want things to be better now. Like, you know, everything is like now. But I do see, you know, with this impatience card is like, everything is going as it can. Delayed gratification is not a terrible thing. You know, sometimes we think, okay, today I want to be Tiger King, and I want to have some tigers now, and I want to take care of tigers. I want tigers so badly. And what if, you know, we had that instant gratification? It's like, oh, now you got a tiger, what you gonna do? Are you gonna take care of it in your 1-bedroom apartment? Are you gonna take care of it? You know what I'm saying? So there is a reason for this delay. There is a reason that this transition is taking its place and the way that it is. You know, part of it is to, you know, we're growing from this, and we're able to see, you know, if we don't take the time to recognize what we're growing out of, sometimes we can revert back to those ways as well. Molding and conditioning is very difficult to break sometimes. And, you know, habits form because of consistency and because of continual adjustments to bring that habit into our lives. But it also is hard to get out of a habit as well, even if it's a bad habit, right? Addictions, you know, things that make us feel not so great, but we feel like we need it because it's like a coping or a conditional thing that we've attached ourselves to. And so it is a transitional period that, you know, we're moving into calmer waters, moving into this, you know, I've been asked this question sometimes where, what would you do if you had $1 million right now? And as much as we're all like, we all want $1 million, blah, 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 like, you know, it'd be so amazing if I just had $1 million right now. But how overwhelmed will I be having $1 million in this moment? Yeah, I would, you know, oh my gosh, do I just spend it on stuff? Do I save? Like, what do I do with it? Of course I want to keep, you know, $1 million also doesn't last forever. It can, you know, if you invest it right, but if it suddenly fell on your lap, how would, you know, it kind of is that, what do I do now? You know, there is that moment of like that stagnant, stuck energy. And there is that transitional period where we grow and we realize, we kind of like find the things that we want to put our time and efforts in. Whether if that $1 million, you know, you've had plans, okay, finally, like you've had this plan for a while, like if I had $1 million, I'm gonna open up this shop. I'm gonna open up this bakery that I've always wanted to do, and it's going to be amazing. But then you do it, and what if it's not what you wanted in the beginning? Or if you didn't have the time to transition into that place, and now you're managing a store, and now there's, you know, all these other demands that are at your table, and suddenly your $1 million is gone because you've invested it all into somewhere that you weren't sure of. And I'm going off tangent, but I am feeling like there is a rhyme and reason for things being the way they are. And when I see this, I do feel like more like a very oceanic vibe. which fire signs are very prone to just go for it and to just kind of like, you know, trailblazers, right? You're just like going for it and you're not looking back, and you kind of just, it can be very hasty. And that haste can oftentimes be what the feeling of instability comes from as well. So there is that balance, right? That need for balance, and patience comes with the balance of life and of everything. So that's where I'm going to leave this part of the reading. See, it went out and I'm really sad because now it's just dark. It's still beautiful, but I want more light there. But let's go ahead and dive into some letters. I have my little letter bag, and let's see if there's any maybe initials or like words that are important. And let's take a look at what Spirit wants Leos to know for this week. And let's see. So we have T, we have an O, we have an E, toe, going to toe with someone. I have another T. We have an M. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. We have an A. We have a J. And then we have another E. Ooh, I'm seeing quite a few words. So I'm seeing the words tame. So it's like kind of tame the fire a little bit, allow it to settle, allow it to kind of allow it to not burn so much where it burns everything, right? Allow it to be like, look at this flame. If this flame was, if this flame was a lot more wilder and a lot more taller, it would basically burn the books that are, you can't see it, but are like above here. And so it's kind of like simmering the energy, yeah. Keeping it that calm little, you know, you still have a flame, you still have a passion, you have something you want to go for, but letting that, you know, that's what causes burnout is, you know, being so fiery all at once, and that, you know, there's no regard for your environment or for your well-being, and so it's kind of like taming the flame a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. Be a little candle and it'll last a lot longer, right? I also do see the word team, which could be, you know, more hands make less work. And I do see this being as like a, you know, if you're having a hard time with this transitional period and you are in this very conflicting, tension, headache-filled energy, reach out to your friends. They are there for you and they will support you. Your true friends will be there and support you and love you and, you know, help you during this transitional period. So I do see that your spirit team, also this is, I guess, a confirmation that your spirit team is with you and is here to help you as well. I see the words jet or jam. It's your jam. What is your jam? I'm seeing the word eat. If you haven't eaten today, you should definitely eat eat something. There's a meat. I don't know. Sorry. Vegans, I love you too. But sometimes, you know, if you need some of that meat protein. Also, meet. Who are you meeting? Are you meeting someone? Who are you going to meet? You know? So I'm just going to leave this here. If you see any other like words or things that resonate with you, please leave that in the comments so I can see that. So I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much, Leos, for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, and I'm hoping you all have a happy New Year's, and I will see you in the next reading I do. And I hope that it's this week, but we will see. You know, we're going with the flow and we're just seeing what happens. And yeah. All right. Take care. I love you all. Have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching. And I'll see you next time. And so we will be moving on to the last fire sign, Sagittarius. Okay? Bye. Hey Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be focusing on the incoming energies for the week and the advice. I'll be starting off with the tarot cards just to get an overview of what the week is looking like for you, and then we're going to get the advice from the oracle decks. So let's take a look. Ooh, wow, that one flew out. Okay, so we're starting with the Two of Wands. Let's see. Oh, and this is the Light Seers Tarot deck. I love it. I love all my tarot cards and oracle cards. They're like my friends. But all of the decks that I use in this reading will be down in the description box, as well as a lot of other information like my social media pages and my website if you want to check that out. So let's see, this will be for the week of January 3rd through the 10th or the 9th or the 8th, depending on how you view a week to be. Honestly, some folks think of the 5-day work week as a week, and then some folks think, you know, a week, 7 days. But whatever floats your boat. But let's see who Sagittarius is. What else do we have for you this coming week? Okay, this feels like a lot, but in the last reading, the Leo reading, I was like, I'm not going to take these because it's too many, but we're going to take it this time. This is your lucky day, Sagittarius. So let's see. We have the Two of Wands. So this is going to be long, so I'm going to put this here. We have the Hangman. I'm just going to do it in the order that it came out. We have the Lovers. Ooh la la. We have the Ace of Cups. Oh, I love this already. The Magician. Oh, the Five of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I'm not even sure I'm gonna move this a little bit here. You can see your beautiful charms. I'm gonna move this a little further. Oh, this candle holder had its last flame in the last reading, in the Leo reading, and I was also talking about burnout, so maybe this has something to do with that. Who knows? Okay, I'm gonna put this here instead. So let's do this. And put this here. Amazing! Okay, so a very eventful week I see for Sagittariuses. But okay. So I see that, okay, in the center, right? I see this Ace of Cups right off the bat. And it could have something to do with like a new love, a love offer, someone offering their cup of love. It can also have to do with the love of the self-love. Yes, self-love is important. It's the best love. But I see kind of, okay. So we're gonna go outwards, right? So we have the Lovers and the Magician. This might have to do, so the Lovers, oh my gosh, okay, so look, okay. The Lovers, on her arm, there's a bow and arrow, which, you know, archers, Sagittarius, yes, you, amazing. So maybe this is a new love offer. I also see the Magician here, which is all about, you know, focus and creativity and creating. Maybe you're trying to manifest love this week. Because I'm kind of like going outwards here, which is interesting. Sometimes I haven't done this, but yeah, we're going with it. We're going with the flow. So Magician and the Lovers, I feel like we're trying to manifest a love here. But I'm also seeing with the Hangman and the Five of Wands here. The Hangman it has a lot to do with perspective and a change of perspective and wisdom that comes from the change of perspective. And then the Five of Wands here has a lot to do with like obstacles, challenges, kind of like a rivalry. So maybe this has to do with, what type of person are you trying to manifest, right? What kind of love are you trying to bring to the table? Maybe there are multiple suitors, or maybe multiple like people of interest that are on your mind. And maybe one of those people, like, folks are yourself, you know? Like, maybe you're trying to decide whether you want to go back into the dating pool, or if you're, you know, I do see kind of like a decision here. But with this Two of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Wands is all about making a choice and planning and just, you know, making a choice. And you see one here, there's like a world, like a globe, and then I also see like a little van with a surfboard. So maybe it's like planning a trip, you know, maybe you're planning a trip to go see this potential suitor, or see, you know, kind of see where it goes. And with this Queen of Pentacles energy, I love the Queen of Pentacles. She's very, 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 very confident and very, very stable with herself. The Queen of Pentacles has her coin. She's got like full of this beautiful green, luscious energy, which green symbolizes the heart chakra, and it's all about the love. So I do see this being a decision on maybe a love interest, or making a decision to focus on self-love. But let's see what the Oracle cards have, and maybe that'll clarify everything here. But I do see a little bit of a conflict and a need to change perspective on this week. Yep. Because I'm like looking at this cup, and I feel like there is like a, like you're either trying to, there's like this, you know, you're trying to create the water, the emotional fulfillment that will fill your cup. But yeah, let's go into the Oracle decks. And this is the Moonology Oracle deck. Yeah, I think I've said it, but all of the decks that I used are in the description box below. Let's see, what advice does Spirit have for Sagittarius this week? Sagittarius this week. Ooh, okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wow, okay. So maybe, okay, so let's see. So this is, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries, which is also a very fiery sign. And it's, wow, okay. So what I'm picking, this may have to do with an Aries person. Maybe that person is an Aries. But it's also time to take action on what you decide to do. I am feeling, the decision comes to what you want your cup to be full of. You know, sometimes we seek outwardly for people to fill our cup. So, you know, the cup is like kind of like the emotional fulfillment, you know, and a full cup is like, because water is a very emotional energy. It's very, you know, water remembers. But when it comes to filling up that cup, right? Sometimes when we kind of lack the building of self-love, we will seek outwards to like, hey, you know, give me love, give me love, give me love. But without, or giving love, giving love, giving love without learning how to replenish your own cup. So you'll always be searching how to create the perfect lover to fill that cup for you. And, you know, when you, first of all, I'm just going to say, you are a divine being. You are a gorgeous soul having a human experience. And sometimes we grow up in environments where love doesn't come easy, or love, it seems to be someone like, you know, a mission for someone to, you know, say, hey, I'm going to fill that cup for you and you'll never have to worry about love ever again. I'm going to give you all of the love. In which, you know, when we grow up in environments where that is the case, we learn from it. That's how we find love, and that's okay. And I'm not, calling you out on, maybe that's where you learned how love works or how love, interacts and stays. But love is energy, right? Love is when you feel that love for yourself, and I'm not talking about like a conceit love, like I'm better than everyone. I'm talking about that love, that self-respect to know when these conflicts and these rivalries are not worth it. And, you're just fighting for this flame, but at the same time, you're, losing so much in the process to retrieve a flame that may burn you as well. And also know that we are, you're a fire sign, and that you are, passion, you are the flame. You just need to allow your flame and recognize that you have the flame within you. And I see that with this Queen of Pentacles. She's stable and practical and very self-sufficient and very just inner knowing. She's like, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit in my beautiful garden and enjoy it. And that's self-love, right? Not having to seek outwardly. You see her eyes are closed and she seems very at peace. And she doesn't feel like she needs to reach out and like constantly, beg for the love and fight for the love, because she's got it. She's got it on her own, and you've got it too. And so I feel like that is what the advice, and it's time to take action on whether, the decision is. If there is this potential love here and you feel it with your heart, and the only thing that can come out of this is either learning, connecting with someone else, or just, if you decide to focus this love internally, you can definitely fill your own cup. And whatever cup, is spilled over the rest of this cup, you can give to a significant other, without depleting yourself and without emptying your cup, because that's where, that desperation comes from too, that, oh my gosh, now my cup is getting it's emptying out. I need to find a way to fill it up, but I didn't know how to fill it up. So, and I felt like this person was filling it up. So now I gotta keep searching, And I feel like there is that need to make a choice on where this love is going to come from. So let's look at the final advice from Spirit. This is the Wild Offering Oracle deck. Let's take a look. As I've mentioned, I feel like I've mentioned in another reading, and I'm not sure if I'm just repeating myself at this point, but I am trying to be more consistent with my energy check-ins, if not weekly, then bi-weekly. Ooh, okay, that's far too many. Okay, no, we're not doing that. Oh, yes, okay, we are going to take that though. Oh, that flew up, excuse me. Ooh, feelings. Okay, I like this. So let's see. Let's read this together. It says, emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, feeling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. And that's, oh my gosh, I love this. That Ace of Cups, right? That feeling of something missing, and seeking outwardly, and sometimes we get attached to an idea, and Hollywood doesn't help either. That one true love that's going to fill your cup and your other half, right? Generally we want to be two whole people coming together and growing together and all that jazz, but that's what we were taught to learn, taught to know, you're my better half, you're my other half, and without you I'm not complete. Those things we were taught to do, And it's okay that you were taught that, because, you know, we're all just doing the best with the tools we were given. And emotions are tools. Emotions teach you, you know, give you, it's kind of like that warning sign, like, hey, this is giving you really, really bad anxiety, or this is not, you know, you're really sad all the time because of this person. Why is that? You know, it's kind of giving you clues and hints as to how you feel with certain situations. And, you know, sometimes with intuition, it's that gut feeling, right? Like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to turn out well. And then, lo and behold, it doesn't turn out well. So having your feelings is like a beautiful tool to identify what is, you know, the feelings of your cup being filled, or how it's being filled, and who is filling the cup. When you fill your own cup, you don't need to rely on others to fill that cup for you. And your feelings are a perfect guide to help you discern between all this decision making too. You know, your feelings help you with that change of perspective and getting out of whatever stuck energy you're in. Your feelings help you also decide whether this conflict is, you know, is it healthy competition? Is it obsessive competition? You know? So just know that whatever decision you make, as long as you come from a place of love and self-love and not conceit, or, you know, expecting someone to fill your cup, because, you know, we're all humans and no one is expected, you can, and this is just kind of like the honest truth, that no one is obligated to fill your cup for you. And it may be a tough thing to hear, but once it's like, you know, you accept that, and we accept that, you know, self-love really comes from the self, we can start building on that, right? What are the things that make me feel love for myself? Like a bubble bath, you know, when was the last time you gave yourself a bubble bath, you know, and went all out for yourself, you know? Like, you know, getting the bath salts, putting rose petals in there, lighting some candles, maybe, you know, I don't know, if you have like a little laptop, you can put a movie on, read a book. Honestly, I could not read a book in the bath. I will definitely drop it and ruin it. But, you know, things like that. You know, what's your favorite thing to eat? You know, what is your favorite dessert? Something that brings you joy. Does shopping make you happy? Fill your cup? Then go for it, you know? But, okay. Just know that this week is going to be fine, and allow your feelings to be your guide. And seeking joy isn't a bad thing. Being self-focused is not the same as being selfish. So let's look into the last little portion of the reading. I'm getting a little emotional because I too have trouble doing this as well. I'm still having trouble, but I'm trying my best to learn to not be codependent on someone else filling up my cup. And it's a process, and it's baby steps though. Every step is a step. So let's look at, so I have my little letter bag. Let's look at maybe some initials. Maybe it's an initial of this person. Ooh. Or maybe it's words will come out that it's significant. But what does Spirit want Sagittarius is to know for this week? Not very many. Okay. So I'm immediately kind of getting like I was like, oh man, not a lot of words, but less words, more feeling. Talk is cheap, right? It's, some people may have like the perfect thing to say to you, and, they charm you right away, and they like come at you with like the perfect expression, the perfect words, and, you get swept off your feet, and you're like, oh my God, this person is going to fill my cup. So I'm feeling with just the letters that are coming out that talk is cheap and feel more. Yes. So I have S, I have M, I have a P, and then I have another S. I'm seeing PS. I'm seeing yeah. I have the, honestly, I saw this and I was like, oh, simp. Like, who are you simping for? You know, trying to be hype with the kids. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is where I am going. If you see anything that maybe resonates with you, please let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you, if you want to keep watching my readings. I really appreciate you watching. If you watch this from like the beginning all the way through, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And I wish you all a happy new year, a safe new year, a blessed new year. I hope you find the direction, and I hope this reading helped you. And please do take care. Okay, and I will catch you guys in my next reading. Okay, bye.